Hi there, welcome to this week's angel reading. I'm Rachel Scoltock, and I've pulled you 3 cards this week from the Kyle Gray deck, The Keepers of the Light. I'll show you the cover. So, beautiful reading this week for you. And the angels told me that this week our theme is expansion, soul growth, being able to expand beyond the normal limits that you have on yourself, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, intellectually, physically, and in all ways. So know that every challenge that you have comes to help you to expand and grow, because that's what we are. We're soul beings. It's not just about having everything perfect. So I wasn't surprised when this card first came out, and this is Jesus. And the message of this card is forgiveness. And it says you're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Healing is possible at this time. So when you're thinking about forgiveness, who or what do you need to forgive? And bear in mind that when you need to forgive someone or some situation, it puts you in the position of feeling offended, angry, hurt, annoyed, irritated, whatever emotion that you're feeling is a state of limitation, because you have to hold that position of I am angry, I'm the hard done by one, I was wronged, something hurt me. And that position sort of solidifies your life. And that has a barrier effect on whatever you're trying to create or manifest. It can also manifest in your body as illness. It can manifest as more unhappy relationships. But think about more how it feels inside you to not be able to forgive someone, to feel unforgiveness, resentment, and hurt and anger. And recognize, if you step away from yourself, that's a very specific position to hold. And if you let go of holding that position, your life can expand and flow again. It's not about the other person. It's not about letting someone get away with something. But it's also not up to you to be a punisher. You don't want to hold that position either. Sure, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to put up boundaries. But after that, then you have to let it go, because otherwise it's going to very chronically affect your life in a negative way. So beautiful. Jesus, the healer, comes forward to say, I'm going to help you to forgive. And he also reminds you that if you forgive another, you also have to forgive yourself, because often, I find this in healings, that when people are unforgiving and we do a healing, we cut cords, we release the energy, then they have to go back and forgive themselves, because they've held themselves responsible. It was my fault. I shouldn't have been there. I stayed too long. I let this happen. If only. So the forgiveness is about dropping the blame and the shame and the guilt and being able to, let go of that position so that you can enjoy and fully embrace life and what it has to offer, because when you're in that position, you can't. Second card, not a surprise either, because this week Mercury's retrograde ends. And so this is the Mercury card. It talks about getting something off your chest, perhaps some unforgiveness, perhaps some resentment, perhaps some hurt. You finally got to let it go. But actually being able to speak your truth and be heard. Are you feeling like you're a doormat, that people don't hear you, they don't see you, they only think of themselves, or they forget that you're there, or forget that you might be hurting? Maybe it's time for you to stand up and be heard, and to put your boundaries around you. Shine your light, take your invisibility cloak off. Say what is in here, because otherwise it will get clogged up. And powerful week, because this is the end of Mercury retrograde. Yes, it's been challenging for some people in a lot of ways, but remember that challenge helps us to grow. So what have you learned? What's challenged you to grow? The outcome. If we follow this guidance, this is the outcome. Magic manifesting. Look at Isis there with her beautiful, startling eyes and this amazing painting. You can feel her power and her energy. It doesn't matter whether she looked like that in real life or different. This is a depiction of her spirit and the power that you get from the image. So this is about getting focused back in on your spiritual path, but also on the manifesting that you want to do. This turbulent energy has left everybody a little bit and a bit distracted. It's easy to get distracted by drama. The things that you haven't forgiven yet may have come up and slapped you on the bum in the last few weeks. You might now need to readjust and get back on path. But also this is about taking action towards your dreams too, not just paying lip service and making a vision board, or whilst all of those things are powerful, action is even more powerful, because you're a physical being, right? You've got the immense power of being both spiritual and physical. You can actually physically do things. So stay focused. Everything is becoming a reality for you. So I love that guidance. It's very transformational. It's about being honest and open and vulnerable and being able to make those changes. No one else can do it for you. You have to be able to do it. We can facilitate. We can stand and hold that space for you. I can bring the angels in and hold you in a space where you can make that shift, but you have to be in agreement with it. You have to be ready for it. You have to be at that place where, yes, the door is opened once more. Am I going to step through it, or am I going to stay back here and nurse my wounds a little bit longer? This isn't so much of a physical thing as a spiritual and emotional thing. So I'm sending you lots of love for the week ahead. Very briefly, because I can't talk much longer, Angels et al. I have to give numbers to the resort very, very soon. We're only just under a month away, so in the next week or so, if you're interested in a very big archway to walk through for transformation and make a shift, get in touch with me. We can talk about whether it's right for you. And just PM me or send me an email and I'll be in touch. Sending you lots of angel blessings from my heart to yours. I'm Rachel Scoltock. Thank you for watching and listening.